This is Spud here from hits.net.com coming at you with another quick hit. Now today's quick hit is going to be the first of a two-parter because I have far too many games to get through in one little bite-sized video today. The point of today's video is not so much just to shine light on the PlayStation 2 and what an absolute monster it was, because you already know that. It's more a case of shining light on games that are not so well known on, but are still really good. Games that kind of deserved a lot of attention, but didn't really get it due to whatever the case may be. Maybe it was poor sales. Maybe it was poor marketing. I don't know. Maybe the games just didn't make the cut. Maybe they were going up against some of the heavyweights of PlayStation 2 at the time. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure because a lot of these games I got into after the PlayStation 2 had already seen its day. Now, we've all played the heavyweights. We've all played the big boys. We've played Devil May Cry 3. We played Time Splitters. We played the God of War franchise. You know, we played the games that have made the PlayStation 2 what it is. But there are so many great titles on this console that it's almost impossible to play them all. You know. But we're going to shine a light on a handful of them here today. We're going to start off with Predator, Concrete Jungle. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, Predator game? Seriously? Has there really been a good one since the arcade? Well, the answer there is yes, there has. There has been Predator, Concrete Jungle. Now, Predator, Concrete Jungle is a little bit clunky. You know, as a lot of games are on PS2 nowadays anyway. But it's a little bit clunky, and the control configuration is a little bit strange. You gotta kind of pump your jump before you can take off, things like that. But it's got so much to it that is kind of relevant nowadays, but wasn't at the time. It's incredible. It was so far ahead of its time that it was simply striking. You play as the Predator and you go through different parts of cities and stuff, and you hunt down humans with guns because that's what you do. You're a hunter. You know, there's an evil corporation. It's a bit in the future, probably around the same time as Predator 2, I'd imagine, the movie. But you've got different fields of vision in Predator Concrete Jungle, which makes it really entertaining. And these different fields of vision can see different things. Some of them can see bodies and thermal vision. Some of them can see energy sources where you can recharge your weapons. All these different kind of things that nowadays kind of comes as standard with the likes of Batman's detective vision, for example. You know, and many, many other games that are taken after the detective vision in Batman's Arkham series. However, props is never given to Concrete Jungle for being the first one to fucking do it. If nothing else, it deserves a play. And you get to beat up aliens. And that's always entertaining. Next up is one that we spoke about recently on the Hits.net podcast on an episode called Time Capsule, which you can check out now on hits.net.com. And that is Disney's Kim Possible What's the Switch. Now, I first saw this game on Metal Jesus Rocks, on his Hidden Gems, which is a great video. And I'll link it down below. Again, it was all PlayStation 2 related. I'm a big PlayStation 2 fan, so it suits me down to the ground. Kim Possible What's the Switch is basically a 2D platformer. It's simplistic and beautiful. It's got a flow to it. It's got some of the best chimney jumping I've ever played, and you get to beat up metal monkeys. Basically, like all good 2D platformers, you're running from the left-hand side of the screen to the right to get to the end of your mission. But there's just something about it. The combat is simple. The enemies are simple to defeat. But it's got this beautiful flow and this absolutely gorgeous cel-shaded cartoon look that it's simply got to be played. I've never seen Kim Possible, the TV show. I couldn't tell you if it's any good or if this is anything like it. But as a video game, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Next up is one that few people seem to have played, which is Urban Reign. What's the crack with Urban Reign? Urban Reign is a bizarre little title. It's made by Namco Bandai. who are the guys who brought you Tekken and Soul Calibur. But it's made kind of like Street of Rage, except slightly arena based with Tekken mechanics. It's bizarre. It's strange to strange to sum up exactly how this works. You pick from a bunch of different guys, whether you want a little fast kung fu lad or a big fucking brawler. You know, you pick from a couple of different guys, a couple of different styles, and you take on a few enemies at once. Again, it feels very Tekken, but in a 3D atmosphere. I know Tekken is 3D anyway, but in this you can look any way around, so you can catch punches from any angles. You know, it almost plays like a Tekken version of Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, but it's got complexity to it. It's got fighting game depth to it. You know, it's not just spam the X button and blast through dudes like it would be in Streets of Rage or Golden Axe. This is a really fucking tough game, and it's really, really entertaining. It's one that's got to be played to be understood, and I'd highly recommend giving Urban Reign a spin, if nothing else. Also, Paul Phoenix and Martial Law from the Tekken series make an appearance in it. Paul Phoenix's hair makes an appearance in it. Come on. Next up, Primal. I fucking love Primal. I have been a huge fan of Primal since, geez, when did that game come out? Are we talking 2003, 2004? We're talking 10 years ago. You know, more. It's got to be more than 10 years ago, I'd imagine. In Primal, you play as a lady who's looking to get her boyfriend back. In order to do so, she's got to travel through a bunch of different rounds with a little gargoyle dude named Screed. And in each of these rounds, she's got to kind of adapt to the realm and become the species that lives within the realm. You got kind of brawling species, and you got kind of fish species, 3 or 4 others, and roam around these realms. It plays like a hack and slash, but tells the story of an RPG with a slight bit of Castlevania kind of Metroidvania feel to it, except in full 3D. It's absolutely magnificent and a lot of fun to explore in almost a Tomb Raider-esque way. I think every PlayStation 2 fan should own a copy of Primal, because this game is a masterpiece. Straight up, you know, and it deserves to be in everybody's collection. It deserves to be well known. Tell your friends to play it. Also, Crazy Town are on the soundtrack. They suck balls. Next up is The Suffering, which is the last game that I'm going to cover for today. I'm going to blow through this one quite quickly because I've covered it before on previous quick hits, so you may already be familiar with it. The Suffering was one of the final games before Midway kind of went under. And you play as a guy named Torque, who's sent to prison for murdering his family. And in prison, you pretty much got to fight against your inner demons in an atmospheric horror action game. Yeah, those two words don't usually mix well. You either have horror or you have action. But in The Suffering, they do. It's very, very entertaining. It's gruesome at times. It can be scary at times, and it can be really, really entertaining. The prison is on a little island, and the island has all these fantastic stories and fantastic ghosts, and these ghosts manifest as your enemies, telling the history of the island. And it's really phenomenal. It's fun to go through and read up on all these monsters and how they were treated badly when they were humans and why they manifested into the grotesque things that they manifested into. You know, each one tells its own tale, and that's fantastic. And then you get to shoot the fuckers. You know, it's a lot of fun. You're fighting everything from huge big tank dudes with guns on their back to these tiny little goblin lads with syringes for eyes. It's really, really, really good stuff as you battle against your inner demon and yourself on your way through this game, as this ghostly psychologist keeps analysing you here and there. It's slightly creepy, can slightly remind you of Manhunt even at times due to its atmosphere, especially in the interior part of the game as opposed to when you're running around outside the prison. But it's really, really good. Well worth checking out. The Suffering. So that is 5 games for for my first part of this quick hit. There will be another one next week covering another couple of PlayStation 2 games that you may never have played. And if there are any great PlayStation 2 games out there that you reckon I might have missed, I really want to know. Because man, I fucking love the PlayStation 2 and I want all the games for it. I want to hunt them down, I want to play them. So until next week, thank you very, very much for watching. This is Spud from HitStartNow.com signing off. Good luck. Thank you for watching one of our HitStartNow.com quick hits. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. You can also check in more of our stuff at HitStartNow.com, where we have blogs, podcasts, reviews and all sorts of other messes. You can check us out at HitStartNow on Twitter or Facebook.com/HitStartNow on Facebook. The links to all of these can be found down below. Thank you very much.